dependent. I need money never ending. I'm talking 100%. I need the only you rent it. Word.
Hey.
Thing is, I get happy every time I see the intro. I'm not gonna lie. And things it really didn't take that long, but like it could definitely be better. But it just makes me happy every time I see it.
Yeah, man. Rags to riches, bro.
Yeah.
I was broke, now I'm rich.
So, man, yeah, exactly. It gets me happy to get started. But what's going on, man? How's everything going? Literally you got different scenery again, so you want to kind of keep that?
Yeah, I want to keep everybody on the suspense. Like, why this dude always got some different backgrounds? But today my partner Ben here, he owns a lake house, and we decided to come out here and kind of mastermind at the lake house and come up with some different ideas and see how we can help out the team that we built. And we got another one of our partners. He came out here as well, and we just all like let's talk, let's have fun, but let's get to business. You know what I mean? And this was actually like exciting, and it was well needed. So maybe one day, maybe a few days or a few weeks, you can come out here and kind of mastermind.
Hey, just like I said, let me know. I'm already out there, especially a lake house. I'm gonna enjoy that.
Yeah,
from the city life.
I got on the jet skis.
Jet skis. The thing is, yes. I got a love-hate relationship with jet skis. I fell off one my very first ride, but the thing is, I got back on it and it was fun though. So it is what it is. But I was like, when you like barely go and you don't really be going on it, like you have to go fast. Yeah. Like, and I was scared.
Yeah.
But yeah. But no, I definitely head out there, man, mastermind with my peoples and do all that kind of stuff. So sure. Let me know whenever the next mastermind is. We can definitely brainstorm some stuff.
I will.
All right. So today's topic we want to go ahead and talk about. What's up, man? Ben the boss, live in the ring.
What Jabs? I'll just chime in real quick. What Jabs isn't telling you is two things. One, I called him and said, "You want to go to the lake house and go strategize?" He's like, "Yep." And I was like, "All right." And he thought I was going to ask him sometime in the next couple of weeks. And I was like, "You want to go today?" And he said, "Yep." And that is so. First lesson learned: work at a job where you can leave and do whatever you want whenever you want. Two, we actually are extending the trip. We were supposed to leave today, but I was like, "You want to just chill here for another day and just kind of keep working?" Because I think we closed up 2 or 3 deals today. So we're like, "This is working. Let's stay here."
That's the best. That's honestly the best surroundings you can put yourself in. Is like put yourself around people that just gonna, do work all day for the weekend or whatever the case is, and just get deals done. That's like the best feeling. So that's what's up. I saw my man in the background. What's is that who was that, the new member you were talking about?
Oh, Jordan. Yeah. This is my partner, one of our newest partners. He said, "I'm in." You want real quick? This is YouTube Live, man. So we had when Ben called me, Jordan was literally on his way to my house because we always go to the green room. This is Jordan right here, by the way.
Man.
You know how people be like, new addition to the family? Well, here you go. New addition to the family. So as he was on the way, Ben called and was like, "Hey, you want to come to the lake house?" I'm not thinking nothing of it. I'm like, "Yeah, whatever, I'll see you in a few weeks." No, today. I'm like, "Oh crap, yeah, let's do it." And so I called Jordan immediately, and then I was like, "Jordan, you want to just go to a lake house real quick?" And he was like, "Sure, why not?" And so
why you asking?
Yeah, like I didn't think he was gonna come through, but he actually did. But we just said, look, on the fly, we just gonna like just have a mastermind there, kind of have fun, and then make sure that we also get our business done so that we can, we can all come in here. We trying to get the team to we want to motivate the team enough to close like 3 to 5 deals per week. When I say close, I'm talking about like get stuff locked up under contract, actual deals though, not just getting contracts signed just because the seller says they want $800,000 for their house. And like, nah, let's get like actual deals locked up. But with us doing this together, like team bonding and stuff like that, like it helps out a lot because our focus right now is for the next 30 days, we're going to be just straight wholesaling. And that way everybody on the team can get paid.
Yeah.
And so we all just came together. And Jordan, he's a leader. Like he's a really like he's a very, very great leader. I think he led probably like 3 or 4 different teams on Forex. I have
Okay.
no clue Forex, but
I
he
never
led
know.
some
I know
teams.
a little bit.
Yeah. So he had led some teams, and we're like, all right, man. Well, I like your leadership. I like the way that how you handle yourself, conduct yourself. We pretty much don't have to like train him. We just gotta fine tune him, and that's
Mhm.
about it, bro.
That's the best
But
thing, honestly. That's the best
yeah,
thing. They got that leadership mentality, and then all
yeah.
you gotta do is just kind of put the background as far as the experience in there, and
Mm-hmm.
just let them loose. But that's what's up, man. I love to see it. No,
100%.
I forgot what I was about to say about that, but it was something. It's gonna come back to me. But no, that's what's up. And he just came out of the blue.
Out of the blue.
So basically, you say you guys are mainly wholesaling like this for like probably the next few months or something like that.
The next 30 days will just
Next
be
30
just
days.
straight
Okay.
wholesaling. Yeah.
Okay, bet. So with wholesaling, one of the biggest parts is like you got people that help you kind of find the properties and stuff like that. But you go to wholesalers to kind of acquire them, or kind of wherever you kind of acquire properties. But what we're kind of talking about is something that you're going to probably be utilizing a lot is Dispo.
Yes.
Dispo and find
Yes.
the buyers, JV, and all that kind of good stuff, right?
Yes.
That's
Yes. I want to talk about
honestly,
that.
honestly nowadays, and it's kind of shifted now. But honestly, now I feel like not the hardest thing, but the most important thing to learn whenever you're in the wholesaling realm is Dispoing, because
Yep.
now it's kind of easy finding properties that like prices are going down, kind of like
Mm-hmm.
sellers it's coming to a buyer's market, so you're kind of getting those prices that you're kind of needing to kind of wholesale it. But now you're trying to figure out like what my buyer is looking for, what my buyer. This thing is so tight now,
I
and
agree.
it's kind of hard trying to find that right buyer for that property. And I'm getting a lot of people coming to me saying, no one's gonna buy this property, or I can't find properties to sell, or no, like there's no buyers out there anymore, something like that. Like, the buyers are like small pool. What do you kind of feel?
So our buyers, we this is what we usually do. So we have seen like we've seen a lot of people kind of pull out a little bit just because of how the market is, like the trending of the market. A lot of buyers they just kind of stop buying. They put a pause on everything. Not us. We're still buying, but for the next 30 days, we're just on like a wholesale rampage, I guess.
Yeah.
But we've been seeing like a little trend. Some people they're buying at at like deeper discounts right now
Mhm.
if they're buying
Yep.
anything cash. So instead of us doing the whole 80% ARV or 75%, we'll take the ARV of a property and we'll sell it at 50% because we know that most buyers today they're typically buying at 70% minus repairs, which is equivalent to the 50% rule. So we're just using the 50% rule, and rather than us wholesaling or contracting a property, like getting it under contract and then trying to find a buyer, what we do is we reverse engineer. What we'll do literally, and I'm giving out the sauce. We literally will get like the bottom number from the seller,
Mhm.
right? So let's pretend like I'm on the phone with you and you're the seller. Hey Damien, we looked at the numbers, we ran comps, and like if let's just say we give you the 260, I mean, would that make you excited? Would that make you move forward? Would that make you sign? Whatever the words are, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And you say yes. Okay, perfect. So we know, okay, well, Damien, if I'm not able to do 260 and I'm on like 255, would you consider something like that? Or is that, probably not. I think 260 is where I need to be, and I'm pretty firm right there. Okay, perfect. So now that I know that you want 260, instead of me getting it under contract, because I'm not sure if this deal is going to work or not.
Yeah.
But if we're like super, super close, what I'll do and what the team does is we'll call buyers in that market, like in
Mhm.
that area. We're in different markets: Texas, Georgia, Virginia, Florida, Ohio, North Carolina, South Carolina, Tennessee. But we'll literally call a buyer in that market and we'll ask them straight up, "Hey, what's going on? Ben, I see you just bought this property over here on Tuskegee Street. I don't even know where that word came from. I see you just bought this property over here for 280 or 290. Where exactly do you need to be at for this property right here? Here's the address. Here's the pictures. I'm not going to give him any comps. That's his market. What do I need to give him comps for? That's his market. Like, this is my hood. You know what I mean? So he tells me, hey, Damien, look, or Jabs, look, man, I can't do anything higher than 265. Like, that'll be the highest and best I can do. Okay, perfect. So now that I got his number, and this is him buying it sight unseen. Most buyers are buying sight unseen today. We do that as well. But now that he came and he said, hey, I can give you guys 265, nothing higher than that. Perfect. Well, my seller is at 260. So now all I'm doing is plugging and playing. We don't have to do any research. We don't have to pull any comps. We don't have to do any of that. We're literally just hopping on one phone and hopping on another one. Hey, here's my seller. They want 260. Here's my buyer. He's at 265. Perfect. I don't have to do any negotiations. Cool. Unless I want to make $10,000, then that's a little bit different.
Yeah, but exactly.
What we literally just reverse engineer, get their bottom number, and let's just say, let's pretend. So that's one way that we do it. And let's pretend that the seller says, hey, I don't think I can't take anything less than 260. Okay, well, look, Damien, I'm probably not your buyer at anywhere close to 260, but why don't we do this, Damien? I know a lot of investors, right? I know a lot, like plenty of them. Why don't you give me a chance to kind of shop this around, see what these guys would be offering us so that we can get you, a little bit more than what you're asking. If they're not at 260, that kind of tells you something, maybe the property isn't worth 260. But let's just see what these guys say. Let's see what they offer us. And then if the numbers are great, then we can maybe put something in an agreement. We can put something on pen and paper. Okay, I'll be cool with that, Mr. Jabs. All right, perfect. Well, listen, before we get off this call, if they come at me with a $245,000 cash offer closing in like 10 days or whatever, should I tell them no, screw off, or like what should I tell them? Honestly, Mr. Jabs, I don't think I can, I don't think any buyers can come with 245. Okay, cool. So maybe I shouldn't even talk to them if they're offering 255, correct? We could probably talk about something at 255. Okay, perfect. So it sounds like 255 is their bottom number. So now I'm gonna just go ahead and get this. I can either one, do an option contract, or two, go ahead and start shopping this thing around. Just start calling buyers in that market and seeing, hey guys, where do you need to be? The reason why I don't want to lock it up is because one, what we don't like to do, we don't like to get things under contract and then have to renegotiate after we just told them that we're going to perform at this number.
Yeah.
We don't like doing that. Other buyers, they have their own thing that they do where they go put it under contract and then they'll try to renegotiate
rehab and do all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
I don't have time for that. That's
exactly.
That's too much work. That's too much work. I got to use too much brain power because now I got to go back and try to renegotiate this after I just.
I hate doing that.
Exactly.
I hate doing that.
So
to some people, seem like everybody else, right?
Yes, exactly. And we don't want to do that. We want to actually perform. I want 5 stars when they give me a review. So that's just one. Like that's another 2 ways that we come in and we do these deals or find our buyers. But we typically we just, how do we find our buyers? I'll give you the answer. Prop stream.
Yeah. Prop
stream. Another source is the MLS. I actually just had a buyer just text me right now on a deal that I'm dispoing. Ben, you may have to answer the phone in a second from this buyer. He's going to call in a second.
What I like about what you were talking about in that second strategy you were saying is the fact that like how you're renegotiating, like not even renegotiating, because you never really negotiated the first time. It's really just kind of using someone else to lower down their price and have them lower down their own price. Like you're not suggesting, hey, instead of doing 260, how about we do 255? You're saying like, what if somebody else tells me, when I put on the market, like they do 240 or 250, like, is that going to be able to work? Or you're letting them price themselves down, which is really key because it makes you not the bad guy whenever you're trying to like present news. And you always want to, like you said, you want 5 stars, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's really important.
100%. So, did you? Did you want to know how we find our buyers, or do you want to kind of should I put the ball in your court and you tell us first, and then I'll tell you mine?
So yeah. So I can show how I find buyers too. So typically, when I'm looking for buyers, when I'm looking for like my type of buyers, right? I'm looking for buyers that are very diverse, and I'm looking for like creative buyers. I'm looking for wholesale buyers. I'm looking for buyers that aren't looking for equity or not looking. Not everybody should be looking for equity, but I'm looking for buyers that don't need cash flow, right?
Yeah,
I'm looking for buyers. Like I'm looking for different sorts of buyers. So whenever I do present a deal to them, I know that I can kind of diversify like whatever I'm looking for. So if it's a creative deal, they don't have no cash flow, I got a buyer for that. If it's a wholesale deal that's really tight, but they got a really good construction team that don't need a lot of work do it, I can send him that. So I
yep,
try to diversify them and try to have at least like 5 to 6 in my back pocket that I know that can just be like the go to buyers for me. Um, so ways if we're talking about ways that we can find buyers, I'll do mine through MLS. A lot of times when I'm driving to like different property sites that I'm going to, like it's just driving around. A lot more not times nowadays, I'm finding bandit signs that just said like my house for sale. I know you did bandit signs before, so I just call those people. I found mobile home
yep,
buyers. I found just regular wholesale buyers that fix and flip and just having a conversation with them, like, hey guys, like just having them. We should actually just do that one day. Just start
yeah.
calling the buyers because people are scared to talk to
I'm
buyers
open to it.
criteria. Um,
I'm open
they,
to it.
they know how easy it is to like find these buyers, these cash buyers, creative buyers, all that kind of stuff. Um, what's another one? Also, I just go online. If you just go online and type in cash buyers in whatever city you're in, and go to the website and call them, literally, you can find a cash buyer and just ask them, hey, like, what are you looking for right now? Like, what criteria are you looking for? What kind of rehabs are you doing? Are you working on any projects? Can I bring you anything? Like, they're
Yeah,
going like any buyers gonna say yes. They
yep,
need some people to acquire properties for them because they don't have time to do it or they just don't have anything.
yeah,
It's another body that's working for them for free in their sense.
exactly.
So, I mean, pick up the phone, find these buyers, and reverse engineer, like Jazz was talking about. Find out what they're looking for. That way, whenever you're going back into the field of like acquiring them, you already know what they're looking for. Bring it to them, see if it's a yay or nay, where you need to get it to, and keep moving. So,
Hmm.
that's what I like doing right now.
I love it, bro. I
Yeah.
freaking love it. So when you said you go to the MLS to find your buyers, that's one way I find mine as well. That's like the perfect way to find a
It is.
buyer. Um, do you usually call the agent, or do you skip trace the buyer, or how do you like
So
what is that?
that's actually a good question. A lot of people I feel like would skip trace the buyer, but I actually talk to the agent because two reasons why I do it. One reason is I want to build a connection with the agent because obviously they're an investor agent. So they
Yep.
work with investors. So in the future, whenever they found like another property that's for like an investor that can be a fix and flip, they can also hit me up. They don't have to hit up the regular buyer. They can hit up me
Hmm.
too. So I want to establish a relationship with them. Also, the second reason is because they have a buyer that they put on the market that was a fix flip. So they could be like I'm an agent, and so whenever I'm listing my property, what's up, Joel? Whenever I'm listing my properties on MLS, it's properties that are already flipped, and it could be the same situation for them. They're probably a partner of them that are agent and they're flippers. So just establish that kind of relationship, and then also get me in front of the fix and flipper to see if they want to do another project. Um, and
I
so that's
love
just a
it.
quick way for me. So I love going straight to the agent, talk to them about, hey, you did a nice job marketing it. Look at comps that just been sold. Like always call the people that just sold the property like in 30 days or something like that. Hey, you did a great
Yep.
job. Man. Finishes look really good. I might have a project coming up for you guys pretty soon. You looking for anything else? Yeah,
Easy.
easy. And I can see,
Easy.
and I use Privy, so I'm able to see what they actually made, or at least a range of how much they made on the
Yeah.
profit. It shows me when they flipped it, how much they sold it for. So I'm able to see based off maybe not seeing how much renovations they did, but I can see like the margin of how much money they made on that whole flip. So,
I freaking
um, yeah. Let's see what this. You want to answer this one, Jabs?
So, what's your favorite type of buyers, and how do you vet them usually if they are good? My favorite type of buyers are serious buyers. And the reason
Right.
I answered it that way is because you have a lot of buyers
Yeah.
that will not give up $5,000 for earnest money. They won't tell you their criteria or their buy box. they're way too busy to answer any questions that you have to figure out what deals work for them. So my answer to that question, what's your favorite type of buyers, is serious buyers. If they can't put a $5,000 earnest money down or EMD down, they're not serious. They're talking, nah, we don't need to put down earnest money. All right, cool. You're just not the buyer for me. You're not what I'm looking for. How do I usually vet them? Earnest money. That's the very first way. I usually vet them. Hey, do you have $5,000 for earnest money if we were to move forward on this deal? Yeah, I can put down 5,000, or no, I can give you like 500. Okay, you're not serious. I don't see that you're a serious buyer, because nobody's gonna come to me. I'll give you $500 for earnest money. That shit. I'm sorry. That stuff that I'll tell the seller. Look, I'll give you $50 for earnest money. We don't even negotiate earnest money.
I don't even do it. I just put it in the contract.
Exactly. We just throw it in the contract, $10. And whenever I have like Gator lenders coming to me, I don't need y'all services, because I'm only putting down $10 for earnest money. So don't even come my way with that stuff. But if we're talking to a buyer and I'm vetting them, yeah, we got to put up $5,000 for earnest money. And that just saves us a lot of time, so that we can weed out all of the BS buyers and we can actually talk to the serious buyers. I will also just kind of, if the deal doesn't work for them, I would ask them, okay, what about this deal did you not like? Was it the ARV was off, the rehab number was off, the purchase price is too much?
That's really important.
Like, what about this deal did you not like about it? Like, let me know so that I know for the next deals that you're not going to say no to these deals. I'm not telling him that, but I'm just asking, hey, what about this deal did you not like? Like, what was like one of your most concerns or your main concern? Well, the price is just too high. Okay, so what price would work for you? I really need it here at this price. So what I usually do, and this is another little gem, I guess, if I have it, and this rarely happens, but if I have it at a higher price under contract with the seller, what I would do is I would take their price, their buying price, and I would divide that by the ARV, and it tells me where they're trying to buy their deals at.
That's smart.
So, and this is kind of how I came up with this 50% number today. In today's market, buyers are like at 50%. They would love to see these 50% deals. It'll help them out a lot. That way we don't have to do the whole 70% minus repairs. Just take the ARV and multiply it by 50%. And
that's all they're really doing, honestly.
Just real talk. Like, I'm being 100% honest. But I love when Joel get on here and ask these types of questions, because it opens up a lot of, like, it opens you up and makes you think, okay, and it helps other people who, who's afraid to ask these questions.
Exactly. So we appreciate you, my man. How much do you pay agents to find buyers up front? So honestly, I just have them represent me and let them get paid that way. Allow them to represent me. I don't ever really pay buyers agents up front at all. Because I don't think there's a point. They're gonna get paid by just representing me. So I'll let them do that, because a lot of the homes I'm getting nowadays are either on market. But let's say, for instance, it's an off-market property, and they find me a buyer, something like that. I mean, they usually get paid that way. So if I'm not doing it, then I'll just have them pay, or maybe we may JV or something like that. If an agent brings me a lead, because at that point, that, like, all the agent really is, and y'all can come at me if y'all want to. All the agent is a licensed wholesaler. That's really all the agent is. Be straight up. That's really, agents are wholesalers. Wholesalers are agents without licenses. That's really all. So I don't really understand the beef with them too. But really, so I mean, we can just JV, pay them on the back end, pay them just how we'll do a wholesale if we JV. We can do something like that. Everything in real estate, like I said, is malleable, so you can change it, rearrange it, do anything you kind of want with it, as long as you have everything in contract. So, yeah.
I love it, man.
I don't pay nobody up front.
Yeah, we don't pay up front. You get paid when we close.
Yeah, exactly. Let me see if I got another question. Joel, come with the heat questions. Okay, yeah, I think that was the last question. Cool.
Perfect.
Yeah, go ahead.
Do you have any other sources that you use to find buyers?
Honestly, so if you don't have the software, I would just say Zillow is a way I started. I started with Zillow. Nice. It's a little bit harder in Texas, obviously, because it's non-disclosure state. so you can't really find sold comps and stuff like that. But what you can do is you can still find agents that represent the property. You can still find, you can look at a house and tell if it's renovated, if it's 2023 standards now, if it's updated and it's remodeled and it's a clean home. I don't know if it's a trick, but what I heard is if the closets are empty, then that means it was a fix and flip. I
Yeah,
don't know. Yeah.
yeah, yep,
But yeah, so if you want to just call those agents that represented those properties that were sold, even though if you don't know the price, just figure out, like, that's when you gotta get on the phone and talk to them. You just gotta do it. So Zillow is really cool. Also meetups. Meetups, tons of buyers
uh,
go there. If you go to Meetup, the Meetup app on the phone and go to like your whatever city you're in, Dallas, Fort Worth, Tampa, whatever, Cincinnati, I don't know. If you go to any of those meetups that are for real estate investor meetups, and just go to the fix and flip meetups, go to the wholesaling meetups. Like, they have them all automized there for you. So just go to those meetups, talk to some people, see what they're looking for, meet them in person. Um, Man, there's so many ways to meet buyers. Like, it's like finding a buyer is really, like I said, an excuse. There's so many
yeah,
ways to really find buyers. Especially like you don't have to pay anything.
for sure.
Yeah. What about
I,
you?
I like I like you mentioned meetups. I like I said, I use emails to find buyers. What I usually do is go there and I'll look up the address first, and then I'll look at the highest sold comp and I'll look at the lowest sold comp on the MLS. The highest sold comp
Mhm.
is obviously a flip, and I would call that agent, that listing agent, because they have access to that buyer. And then I will also skip trace the buyer. Like, if I'm in a good mood that day, I'm not gonna lie. Some days I just be like, you know what? I'm gonna just hit up the agent, let
Yeah.
them do all the work, and just present it in a good format so that they don't have to do like anything. But I would usually just go on the MLS, look up the highest sold comp. That's a flipper. Look up the lowest sold comp. That's where they need to be buying their cash deals at, which is why I look at the lowest sold comps. So the MLS is one source that I use. PropStream is another source. You just type in the address, look at the comparables, and then press comps. Or I'm sorry, not comps, cash buyers. I
Yeah.
also, whenever I'm looking at PropStream, I look at sometimes on PropStream, you're going to see something that says like 1,250 EST or $2,050 EST, which is basically a property just got rented for $2,050 or 1050.
Okay.
That 100% is an investor that just rented out. So I click on that certain property, and I can show you in a second, but I'm gonna click on that certain property and make sure that that's an LLC that pulls up. If it's an LLC, that's
Hmm.
obviously a cash buyer. We can type them in Google. Another way, and my newest member Jordan just showed us, we can easily just type type the LLCs inside of Facebook, and boom,
Yep.
like all of their info pops up. So
Yep.
let's just pretend like it's let's just say it's Damian Cook's Home Buyers LLC. If that's the buyer, that's the LLC name. I'm gonna type that into Facebook, and it's gonna pop up because people
Yeah.
they like having Facebook pages so
Yeah.
that they
Business
show that
pages.
they're,
Yeah.
and they're gonna, what, all their info is gonna show up. How long they've been in business. They're gonna show their emails, their phone numbers. More than likely, it's not directly to the buyer. You're probably gonna talk to a representative for the buyer, but you now have access to that buyer, and you can call them and see, hey, what do you need to be at on this property? Are you a buyer? What are you looking for? What percentage are you buying at? What type of rehabs are you trying to do? You know what I mean? Like, what kind of relationship can we build from this conversation?
Yeah.
So,
It's funny
uh,
that you mentioned that. When I first started, I actually did that, and I feel like I was being a creep. Because I would usually first I would go on open corporates and type it in,
uh-huh.
and I couldn't really get much information from that. And then I feel
Yeah,
like I was being a creep when I went on Facebook and did it, and I started feeling like it's weird people's names, and I started messaging them on Facebook because I didn't get the number. But no, that's really a really good way to find talk to those buyers. I actually didn't get anybody's information from there, but I think I got one person to message me back, but that was really
yeah.
it.
I love
That's
that.
sweet. That's what's up.
Let me see another place. Of course, you got the meetups where you can find buyers. I put out bandit signs whenever I have a deal on the contract. I will put a bandit sign out, and it would say, um, "Looking for cash buyers, 70K, um, 2-1, need to sell ASAP," or something like that, where an investor would know that this is a wholesale deal. and they would usually call those bandit signs. This was like when I very first started. I was building my cash buyers list. But if I have something under contract, I can easily just throw a bandit sign out there around that property, and then have them call that bandit sign and just make sure that only investors know that this is a wholesale deal. I don't want to have tenants calling this number. Hey, I was calling to see how much you're looking to rent this property for. That's not what I'm looking for. Cash buyers.
Yeah.
Bandit signs is a good source to use to find buyers. You also have you can also look up what is that? I'm looking for it. You can look up I'm give it out. You can look up hard money lenders, right? Just Google up hard money lenders, and those hard money lenders have access to so many investors. Build a relationship with these hard money lenders, and they can potentially help you co-wholesale the deal. Hey, I got access to all of these investors. Why don't you assign a deal over to me, and I can assign it over to my end buyer? I don't mind giving away, a 50-50 deal. If they can find a buyer, and I definitely need help finding a buyer, well, hey, look, I got this deal. I don't want you to fund it for me. I want you to find me a buyer. Do you have any buyers? And 10 times out of 10, hard money lenders, they're going to have nothing but investors.
That's so good. Like, oh my goodness. That's all they deal with. That's literally all they deal with.
So rather than me pay for a list and skip trace and all of that, man, I'm trying to use free resources. I don't want to pay for anything. I'm frugal. So I don't want to pay for like squat. Why don't I just hit up these people who already have resources to buyers before I start like actually paying for a list of buyers and all of that stuff and skip tracing.
That's really, because buyers go to them daily. Like they hear buyers, like buyers contact them daily.
Yes.
And so like the best place to be is where is everybody going? Like where is like your ideal target going? They're going to these lenders because they need money to fix their property. So go to the lenders, talk. Man, that's smooth, bro.
Yeah, I'll give everybody a gym every time we get
undervalued. Like that's definitely undervalued. People don't really do that. I know I don't do it. So, but that's really good. That's really, really good. That's why I might need to write that down so I remember that. I might have to do that tomorrow.
Yes.
Yeah, I might have to write that down tomorrow.
Value.
I might have to do that tomorrow. But that's really good. Let me see. What's your favorite way to present it, offer to a buyer? How do you like to present it to your buyers?
Can I show it to you real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, perfect. Okay. Let's share my screen. This is literally a deal that let's go to entire screen. Share. All right, you can see my screen, right?
Not yet. Oh wait, maybe I got to put it on there. Okay, there we go.
You can see it now?
Yep, we can see it now.
Okay, what are you looking at?
I am looking at, it says the address of 823.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. So this is what I have done. And I just literally started back like wholesaling deals. So I put together, this is Trello, by the way, but I put together it's called we call it a cheat sheet. But we're basically coming in here, and to answer that question, this is it right here. I present the address. I give them the bed and bath count. I'm more so direct. I'm not the type of guy that tells you all of the stuff that's surrounding the area. I'm not an agent. Okay. I'm an investor. So I don't care about all that. I can do my own research. You can do your own research. I'm gonna give you the straight numbers, like everything you need to know about it. Like the numbers is what's most important to a cash buyer.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna give them the bed and bath count, the square footage, the year build, ARV, rehab to be determined, because different investors are gonna come in with different rehab amounts. So exactly. I can give out mines, but everybody else might, they may come up with a higher number or a lower number. So I just say to be determined, and then the acquisitions price. This is what we got it under contract for. You don't have to necessarily tell them, like, it doesn't matter. And then our dispo price. So this is quick, like it's really quick and simple. Just the bed and bath count, square footage, year build, ARV, rehab, and then your dispo price or your purchase price. It's just very, very simple. so that you can get straight to it. You don't want to present something like very, very long, because then you may not even have a buyer. Like you may they may be disinterested because it's so long. Like, get to the point. What's the numbers?
Yeah.
I got fix and flips that I'm working on. I got buying homes that I'm about to refinance. I got all of these. Maybe I got new developments that I'm working on. You giving me this long description? I don't want to read that. I
Yeah.
want to know what's the numbers, because I want to determine if this is a deal. So that's
I
how
would
I
I would
usually
definitely
present.
agree with that. I think that's honestly like you said, like you hit it straight to the point of what buyers are looking for, because I mean I feel like if anything other extra, if you had to add it, which I'm pretty sure you have a section for it, it's if it's like any major things that they would need to know, like the 5 major things, like was it
Mm-hmm.
foundation, roof,
Yeah.
electricity, AC, and I'm forgetting one.
So you
Uh,
got HVAC,
yeah.
foundation, roof, electrical, and the plumbing.
Yeah, so if any of those things are wrong, you would want to notify that. Other than that, like let them do the due diligence as far as the renovation, all that kind of stuff. 100% agree with that.
Did I say electrical twice?
Me personally, y'all think y'all are bold for it? I would never put my acquisition price.
No, you don't.
The only thing is the only reason I say is because it maybe for newer people is the fact I don't want to give somebody like room to negotiate with me because they know how much I'm making on it.
Mm-hmm.
And some people may just give in. Like if they're new to it, they just want to get paid real quick. So they may, even though that buyer that's a perfect like price for them, but they just want to see how much they can push you. Some buyers will do that, honestly. And especially if they know how much you're making on it. Unfortunately, that just really happens. I don't want to give them the
Yeah.
opportunity, but if it's like a good relationship, I don't mind telling somebody like, "Hey, like I'm trying to sell this to you. I really got it at 240. So like, what can you do for me? Like, I'm just trying to make whatever it is on it."
Yeah.
Yeah, so that
100%.
may work out. But
Very relationship based. So
yeah,
that
definitely.
that right there, this is basically based off of a relationship that I have with the buyer. Hey,
Mhm.
look, you already know me and you, we good. I don't have to hide the price that I got it locked up for. I don't really care. He don't care as long as I know what he wants to make in profit. So hey, look, here you go. Here's the price
Yeah.
that I'm asking. Here's what we got it locked up for. I want to keep that relationship going because I want to continue to send you more and more deals.
You said, do you add comps at all?
Do I add comps?
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't. I can, but I don't. Sometimes I would pull if I have to. If it's like in a tertiary market or something like that. Yes, I will pull comps because you're going to need to see like what comps am I pulling. But if this is if this is like a primary or a secondary market, then I don't give the investor comps because I'm only calling investors that's in that area anyway. So they know they know their comps.
Yeah.
I don't have to do that for them.
I think it's
But
a hit or miss. Yeah, I think it's a hit or miss because then again, like we said talked about before, if somebody's gonna send me a property, even though they send me comps, I'm gonna do my own due diligence and run my own comps
exactly,
anyways. So
exactly.
yeah, that's what's up.
But
At least it gives me an idea of where their mindset's at. And especially if I gotta be like, hey, like, why does that make sense to you? Type thing.
mm,
And I hate having this conversation. So and it saves me the conversation of saying like, if I pull some other comps and their ARV is way off, then I have to ask them like, what kind of comps did you use? You kind
yeah,
of sometimes too, but
yep. I
um,
probably won't answer the phone when you send me another deal. I'm sorry. It's just that's how it is, bro.
no, for
That's
real,
how it are.
that's what's up. As a connector, you're the connector. Do you think Dispo is the fastest way to get deals done or paid quick?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah,
100. Let me break that down. I said I'll make this a short day today, but let me break that one down. So I have one person on my team. She's doing is dispoing.
hmm
She just found us a buyer in like maybe 3 days. Not even 3 days, like two. So she has never done a deal. We met at a meetup. I just dropped the gym right there where we met.
yep,
But we met at a
exactly.
meetup. She told me, "Hey, I'm looking for a team that's down to, not hold my hand, but just kind of guide me." But I said, "Well, hey, we need help in this area. We need help here in the dispo side." She's like, "I'm down to do that." Okay, cool. Well, I need you to dispo this deal. Can I trust you to dispo this deal? And she was like, "Yeah, sure. Let's do it." I had a lot of doubt. I'm like, "Okay, you're new. You don't know how to negotiate." and she proved me wrong. She's like, hey, guess what? I'm like, what? What's up? This was today. I have a buyer that's willing to give us $7,000 down on this property that you are. We're basically lease optioning a property in Georgia.
Okay.
And so she just found a buyer today. That buyer, they are supposed to be moving in like if we can close like very, very fast, they can move in next week. But of course, the title companies and all of this stuff. But so she just found her this is her first deal. Like this will be her first deal. She's going to get a percentage of the down payment. And it was like easy. It was very, very quick. If she was a wholesaler that came to me and said, hey, do you have any deals that you need help dispoing?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I have like 3 deals right now that I need help dispoing. She can literally just go in her buyers list and call her buyers and say, hey, I got 3 deals right now. Which one of these do you want? And what price do you need these deals at? Just being a dispo queen or king or a connector. All she's doing is connecting the pieces. Jabs just sent me a deal. I need to dispo it. I want to make some money, so I want to get the highest and best offer. So to answer that question, do you think dispo is the fastest way to get a deal or pay quick? Yes, 100%. You don't have to do any of the hard work.
The bad guy stuff.
Yeah, all of the bad guy stuff. You don't have to get cussed out by sellers and tell them fuck you. And I'm sorry, y'all. I know it's YouTube. I apologize, but you're not getting cussed out by these homeowners and saying the F word and all of that. You're basically just going to these buyers. Now, some of them, they may kick you in the nuts, but at least you're getting closer to your first deal. So as long as you know how to run your comps and you know how to do your own due diligence and make the numbers make sense, you can easily dispo a deal like very, very quick. It's like probably the fastest way if you're getting into wholesaling, probably the fastest way to actually get a deal.
Yeah.
Like,
and there's honestly a lot more buyers than sellers, honestly. Like especially now in this market. So like you don't even necessarily have to blast it, but like you can actually have meaningful conversations with buyers to see like what do you need this property to be at, and just kind of like just talk to them like that. Okay, you're not a good fit, but I know where you need to be at. Cool, and just keep moving. Like those are like you said, easier conversations to have rather than a seller cussing you out. But no, that's really important. I think dispoing like in 3 spectrums, like acquisition, underwriting, and then disposition. Disposition, underwriting are kind of like tied for the easiest ones.
Yeah,
it's like once you know the numbers and underwriting, like you can just start popping those things out. But dispo is like out of the acquisition disposition, that's definitely the easier one to kind of handle. So 100%. Let me see. I feel like we already kind of talked about this. How does the conversation kind of go with a buyer? Texting and conversation. I think it's texting, like you really kind of get straight to the point. Like, what are you looking for? And they just send you, okay, here's my buy box. It's literally a conversation of here's the buy box. Here's my buy box. Same thing with lenders. Like, here's my lending buy box or my lending box. Yeah, like, those conversations are easy, especially text. It's literally probably like a 3 conversation like text. So that's pretty simple. Let me see. You want that one?
Okay. So the question is, do you guys even cold call anymore? I'm finding tons of agents. Oh my goodness. I'm finding tons of agents, investors, gators, lenders, buyers, rap buyers on a religious group, etc. Any one of y'all connectors. So I don't cold call. My team doesn't even cold call. If we're like reaching out to people, if you're talking to sellers, to answer that question, do we cold call? No, we don't. We don't do any cold calls. You said you're finding agents, investors, gator lenders, blah 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 blah, etc. That part, I don't know where are we going with that second part. Like you're finding agents and investors. Like, what are you? Where are we getting at with this? But the first question, do we cold call? No, we don't.
Yeah. Yeah. If anything, there's like, so I'm thinking of a definition of a cold call is basically saying like, I'm calling this person out of the blue, just asking them about a property, like, and they have no intentions of, doing anything with it. I just want to see where their mind's at. Like, I wouldn't even call me, even if I were to call like agents, I wouldn't even call that cold calling because that's literally, they have the house on the market and they obviously are motivated. I wouldn't even really call it call, but I barely even really do that anymore. Yeah, I'm really more just relationship based now. Like I have agents that send me leads all the time, wholesale the same way, and just kind of using those. And that's been kind of the boat I've been really using for the past few months.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the on the back part of it, but as far as if you need a connector for anything, I mean, if they just tell us what they need, and I'm pretty sure if we don't have the answer, we can find somebody else that has it,
Yep.
or yeah, that's easy. Like
Just
yeah,
being resourceful.
yeah, we can definitely do anything like that. Speaking of how to present and talk to rap buyers and homestead buyers, man, um,
I can answer that.
yeah, I was like,
How do we talk to rap buyers? So, first, how do we get to talk to rap buyers?
yeah,
I don't just out of the blue call them and be like, "Hey, what's up? You looking for a rap? You looking for a do it?" Like, nah. So first things first, we like to market our properties on Facebook Marketplace. It's like the easiest. If we're literally, my Dispo queen, she literally found our buyer from Facebook Marketplace. So we're doing a lease option, right? So that conversation is like, well, first, let's market it out to where everybody understands what's going on. We put, the purchase price, we put the down payment, we put the terms, we put the length of term, the balloon, or the option. What is that? In 5 years,
uh,
what is
the
that called?
balloon.
Not the balloon. They call it like, I guess you have to exercise your option. What is that? What is that?
Lisa, it's like the option period, or it's the option. It's the option.
Acceleration clause.
Okay, so in 5 years you have to accelerate. Basically, you have to purchase it in 5 years.
Yeah,
So we just kind of put the verbiage and the language in there to make it make sense for the buyers. And the conversation is literally like, hey, how much are you looking like? What's your highest and best down payment you can put down on a home that you like? It may not be this home, but like, what's your highest and best down payment you're looking to put down? And what it does is it just let them know, like, hey, I need to figure out what's the highest and best I can do. If I can only do 10,000, I'm gonna tell them, hey, I can only give you 10,000. Perfect. Well, this property requires 30,000, so you're probably not the right buyer for this one. But I may have something else in store for you, or I may have another investor with something that fits your criteria, Mrs. Rap Buyer. So I usually just kind of ask them like, what's the highest and best that they can do, and then even though all of my numbers are inside of Facebook Marketplace, I still will ask them because you never know. Like you may be asking 10 grand as a down payment, and they may have like $30,000 as a down payment. So you always want to ask them like, hey, what's your highest and best? Because most rap buyers and homestead buyers, they're going to want the like us. We're cheap. We don't like to buy stuff for market value. They're going to want a discount, or they're going to want to put down a lot less than
what's advertised.
yeah. So instead of me saying, well, hey, we're asking 10,000 down. Hey, what's the best that you can do? What's the highest and best you can come up with? Because maybe I may have some room in my numbers where if you give me a lot down, I can drop my monthly payment for you in exchange.
Yeah,
So it just kind of depends on the rap buyer, but the conversations is literally like, it's simple. Hey, what's the highest and best you can do as a down payment? I can do 40,000. Okay, perfect. Well, at 40,000, your monthly payment is $1,700 a month. Oh, well, since I gave you 40, can you come down to like 1,400? Let me check my numbers and see. Okay, if it works, hey, I can do the 1,400 a month with $40,000 down. I might be taking the loss on the cash flow, but I just gained a lot on the down payment, even though I only wanted $10,000 down. Here's another example. I was about to say her name. The Dispo Queen. She was supposed to market this thing out for $5,000. This is in a low income area. It's in Augusta, Georgia, so it's not the highest. It's not the most expensive market. Houses are like 100 grand over there. So she put it out there for $5,000, and obviously she wants to get paid as well. Like she wants to get paid a little bit more.
yeah.
So negotiated with the buyer. The buyer came and said, "Hey, I can give you like 4,500 down." And she asked, "Hey, is that the best? Is that the highest and best you can do?" We're only accepting the highest and best offers right now. And so the buyer, he said, "Well, can I see it before I make you another offer?" She let him go see it. And he said, "Hey, I can do $7,000 down. That's my highest and best." And obviously, that was the highest and best number that she had so far, which was in 3 days. I think we could get 15, but that's the highest and best. So literally, he's like, "Okay." And she told him, she said, "Hey, the monthly payment is $1,275." And he said, "Okay, I'm cool with that. I'm cool with paying $1,275, but I just want to put $7,000 down." And then she let him know, "Hey, well, in 5 years, you have to purchase this property. It's a lease option. So in 5 years, you have to make sure that your credit is clean and you can go in there and get qualified for a traditional loan to pay us off." And that's how that conversation went. But she literally negotiated the crap out of that. Even though it's only $2,000 or a couple $1,000s more, we got more than what we were originally asking. So, and if she's looking at this, I'm super proud of you. Shout out to you.
No, that's awesome. No, and that's all they really need. So ride buyers are typically people that need help with their credit, or they just got out of same thing. They just got out of a bankruptcy, whatever the case is. They don't really have a steady per se job to was I-10 workers or something like that. That really don't have like a job that can report showing that they have a certain amount of money in their bank or get bank statements. So there's different types of rap buyers, and so Facebook Marketplace is a really good way to find them, and those are typically how the conversations go. It's really out of those kind of three things: either their credit's bad, they had previous history that was like bad renters history, something like that.
Yeah.
Where they can't get it, or they just have like that certain kind of job that gets paid under the table where they can't verify their income. So yeah, that was a really good one. Let me see.
Do you let's say if you can't find a buyer, like a cash buyer, do you usually, if you have wholesalers reaching out to you, do you do JV deals with them?
Oh, absolutely, all the time. We literally just, what's today? I think that was on the 11th. We just did one on the 11th. With the wholesaler. He pulled up to me and said, "Hey, I had this deal." He just literally sent me a message of everything that he kind of showed me, and he showed me the comps, he showed me the close day, showed me everything. Like I was like, "Oh, okay." I just woke up to it, and I was like, "Okay, I think I got somebody for it." And it literally took me like 3 days to find somebody to lock that up for him. So that was that. Like I love when those happen, especially when they have everything already like lined up.
Yeah.
Shout out to my man. I don't know if he's even on here. I don't know if he even has my social media stuff. I think I just met him at a meetup.
Nice, bro.
But shout out to my man. He knows who he is if he's on here. We wrapped that up on the 11th, so that was really cool. That was
wow.
So yeah, JV all the time. I wish I definitely had more buyers though. I need to up my buyer game. I think I've been selfish. I want to buy everything myself.
Yeah, bro. Like, that's on the market right now.
To be honest with you, I'd be a little selfish. I don't find enough buyers because I've been wanting to buy everything myself. But when it comes to it, especially when somebody like that wasn't his first deal, I think that was like his third deal. But when it comes to people's first deal, I really like take pride in that and want to actually like help them find their first deal. So I try to do my best to try to get to that point. So
yeah, I love it, man. I love it.
Yeah.
So, my guy Victor is in here. He said he suck at numbers. Why do you suck at numbers, bro? Like numbers is like
suck at numbers, man. I know you don't.
Bread and butter of this business.
I know you don't suck at numbers.
See if he can get up here and talk about that real quick.
Let me see. Invite. Go ahead and do this real quick. All right. I think that so that's the link right there, and then you should be able to pop up in here, and then we can go ahead and chit chat about it. But yeah, no, I don't think it's just bad at numbers. I don't think it's bad at numbers at all.
I'm curious about that.
I feel like we had a conversation. I mean, if you're doing land and you host on land, you can't be bad at numbers.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's his main thing is he did land. I know he tried to do agent outreach at a point in time. So I don't know how that went, but I remember vaguely kind of talking about numbers with him and everything like that. So I know he's not bad. Let me see what this says. Not sure if you already covered this. Let me know, and I will go back to listen. Did you guys talk about step-by-step process to use one acquire, two marketplace on Facebook, market properties on Facebook? We I think we kind of did a little bit, but if you want to run through kind of the acquisition, how you acquire, and then how you market it on Facebook, uh, how you market your properties on Facebook.
Okay. Let me actually show y'all that. Give me like 1 second. Um, if you can, Damien, if you got something like a 30-second quick convo.
Oh yeah, so I can just kind of talk about how I do it. As far as acquiring, it's different ways. It's so many ways you can acquire properties. So I mean, if we're talking about cash deals, it's probably not gonna put it on marketplace. I'll probably, since I'm an agent, I'll probably just put it on MLS. But if we're talking about more so creative deals, and I'm looking for say a lease option buyer or a lat buyer, then I would market it on Facebook marketplace. So typically, I would just go on Facebook, go to the marketplace, go to sell. I think it has three options for housing, says, or maybe it's two options: rent or sell home. I typically actually go on rent. Reason being is because I'll get a lot of tenants that actually want to rent the place, and I would just kind of tell them like, hey, this one's actually not for rent, but if you're looking to buy the property instead, I mean, that's an option. You don't need to go qualify for the bank, and I may get some people that way. And then if not, then I also have renters that I know are looking to rent too, so I'll save their numbers in there for future rentals that I may have. So that's why I kind of go on the rent side, but you'll just post it on there for Facebook Marketplace. I think Jab's gonna kind of show you how he kind of markets the place with the description, and stuff like that, and information he puts in there. Um, I like to cater towards Spanish speakers too.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of so I try to do my description. I'll put English, and I also put the same thing I have in Spanish. Don't know Spanish at all. I honestly don't type in that, but Google does. So I go ahead and translate it, and do all that kind of stuff as far as making it applicable to both uh, English and Spanish speakers. What would you guys recommend for door knocking foreclosures? I've been door knocking this past 2 weeks. How would you follow up? Go and knock on door. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not the best person to ask on that because I ran away, but I got some knowledge that other people like been telling me about it. Jabs, you door knocked. Have you door knocked before, or you just drove for deals?
I used to door knock all the time. I was
Okay,
trying
yeah,
to. I was out in the streets, so I
yeah,
did
go
all.
ahead.
But
Yeah, I ran. So I mean, I'm not the best person to ask, but I can still tell you something. But Jazz actually used the door knock on doors.
follow up, go back and knock on the door again, or give them a call. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm just tuning back in. So,
Very
what
good.
would you guys recommend for door knocking foreclosures? First things first is I would grab some sticky notes or grab some notes like some letters, not long letters like, "Hey, I'm interested in purchasing your property. Give me a call back." That way, you can leave that on the door if they're not there at the house. Um, Make sure when you're door knocking on these foreclosures, you don't want to approach them. Hey, how you doing? Do you want to sell your house? You approach them in a way that they know they know that they're in foreclosure, and you don't want to rub that in their face. You want to just kind of you want to kind of set the tone, but also let them know that you're here to help them rather than try to just buy their house because you're trying to steal my house. I mean, and we don't want to give them that type of approach. uh but as far as like following up with these leads, here's what I do. The first thing I do is I will go to taxsales.lgbs.com or tarrant.publicsearch.tx.us,
Hey, hold
something
on.
like that. Google it up, type it up, and y'all will find it. But those are like if you're in DFW, Dallas Fort Worth, those are where the pre foreclosures and the tax delinquent lists are going to show up, and those are free leads. You don't have to go to PropStream and download those, especially not PropStream because they give you like old data. This is like fresh from the county. So I would start with that, download a PDF, have like a spreadsheet or something like that so that you can check off which properties are not interested in selling. I would hit at least 20 properties a day. I would wake up at like 6 in the morning, drive around the neighborhood, drive for dollars for a little bit, then go hit hit at least 20 houses starting at like 9 a.m. The reason why at 9, because people, they just getting up, morning breath. They should be, either on their way out the house or they should be at the house. One of the two. And if they don't answer the door, okay, cool. Well, let me go ahead and leave this note on their door so that when they get back, and I wouldn't leave it. I would fold it up and kind of make it cute, make it real pretty, just so that they know that, hey, okay, somebody's trying to get in touch with me. But as far as like following up with them, if they say they're not interested in selling, then like if they like have no reason to sell, don't follow up. Like you don't waste your gas and waste your time.
Yeah.
But if they're kind of 50-50, I really don't know if the bank's going to take my house. Those are good follow-ups. Those are people that you want to kind of circle back around. I would actually get their phone numbers. If anything, I would get their phone numbers right then and there. And also give them like a card or give them your number as well. But you want to get their information while you're there at the door if they're considering or maybe thinking about selling. But if you want to give them a call, you can do that. But you already made you made your presentation face to face. So I would recommend going back face to face because it's more personable.
Yeah,
learned that from you, Jordan. Personable. But going back to Karen's question, she said she's asking a step-by-step process on how we acquire. I think you kind of went over that, and how we market the properties on Facebook Marketplace. So let me share my screen really quick. Guys, we really want to provide value to everybody. So I want to make sure that we cover everything in here. And let me know if y'all can see this or not.
Yeah, let me go and throw it up there. There we go.
You can see? Okay, perfect. Perfect. Okay. So can y'all see kind of over here? Let me zoom in a little bit.
Yeah, that'd be perfect.
Make sure I try to slide over. There we go. Okay. So we had a mobile home. We bought it cash. We bought it for like $20,000. It's a 2018. We bought this one cash. We borrowed money. We borrowed like 32 grand to buy it because we wanted to pay ourselves up front. So full disclosure, we always pay ourselves up front whenever we buy a property because we have to get paid. Like you get paid when you buy, literally. So so here's the address. I'm not afraid to share it because we already got it rented out, locked up, and all of that stuff. But usually what I do is I put the most important things on here. I don't do the whole, it's nearby a lake, it's nearby all of this crap.
Yeah.
I don't do that. I just don't care about none of that stuff. And I don't want people, I want to keep people's attention. People's today, their attention span is very, very short. Or maybe it's just me. But I know my attention span is very short. You could be talking to me right now, Damien, and I will be scrolling on Instagram looking at something else, not even paying attention. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm like that, I know buyers, tenants, rap buyers, I know they're like that, and they don't want to read. People don't like to read today, which is fine. So this is what I do. I give them the address. Like, do not inbox me and ask me for the freaking address. I will karate chop you like Pace say. But I will put the address. I'm not afraid to put the address because we're marketing the property. Some people, they'll feel a little differently. I don't want to post the address. Well, if you don't want to post the address, you don't want to get this house rented out or sold. That's on you. Mm-hmm. I put the bed and bath count, the square footage, the year bill, everything that they need to know about the property. I'm putting it there. Now, let's talk about the terms. If I'm wrapping this deal, I'm letting them know, hey, it's owner financing. 60. I'm putting a purchase price, the monthly payment for the home. Well, this is a mobile home, so it's a little bit different from regular traditional houses, but it's the same thing. I put the monthly note for the home, the lot rent, because with mobile homes you got to pay lot rent, and then I let them know the down payment, basically the terms. Here's the down payment that we're looking for. As far as the monthly payment, I already put that there, and then I put the balloon. I usually don't put the interest rate because the interest rate kind of runs people off. You can tell them that over the phone if they ask, like, "Hey, what's the interest rate on this?"
Typically, how many times do you usually get that question?
Like 3 out of like 15 people.
Yeah.
So whatever percentage that is, like 3 out of 15 people, they ask for that. They just want to make sure that you're not like over screwing.
Predatory,
ending,
whatever case, yeah.
Yeah, predatory lending, and we're not predatory lenders because we stay within the guidelines. We have RMLO services or RMLO companies that actually come in here and service these people or underwrite them and all of that stuff, yada yada, all the boring real estate jargon, all of that stuff. So we make sure that we're not predatory lenders. With traditional houses, we sell our houses at 9% interest. You can't go any higher than 9%. So we keep it at 9 if the numbers work. But for mobile homes, you can go up to like 14.99% and still be legal. So we put the terms in here, we put the address, we put the square footage, we put, the specs of the property, and then we also put the qualifications in there so that people will know, hey, you got to have verification of identification, proof of income. You must have the minimum down payment in order for us to even talk to you. Just being real. What it does is it weeds out all of the people that's not serious. And then we let them know, like, if there's any other like qualifications that they must meet, like for example, you got to be approved by the mobile home community, all of that type of stuff. We also put that inside. But literally all we're doing is we're just posting the address, the specs of the home, and then the terms that we're looking for. I don't put anything else. Like, that's literally it. So that was one property that we had. We got this one. I think we seller financed this one rather than rented it out. I have another deal. I'm like the mobile home guy, but I have another. Here's another one right here. We rented this one out. This is the one with the pool.
That's an indoor pool one, right? Yeah.
Yes, we got a tenant. Now, my partner did something a little different. He posted like, let's not look at this one. Hold on. Let's not, this isn't a good example. I know what he did. He took he did basically what an agent would do.
Talked about everything that was beautiful about it, all that kind of,
Yep. So, but different strokes for different folks.
Mm-hmm.
Let's put it that way. But what we typically do is we just put like the most important things of what the seller or the buyers or tenants need to know, like what area it's in. I posted the address. I think somebody deleted it, but we have the address, bed and bath count, square footage, year built, and then we'll let them know. Probably you guys probably can't see that. 1 second.
Oh yeah, that's better.
All right, there we go. But then we'll let them know, hey, it's owner finance, bad credit is okay. When we're owner financing properties, you want to make sure that you're reaching out to people that, it sounds weird, but you want to reach out to those people, that got bad credit because they may have cash. They may have 20 grand to put up. They may have $30,000 to put up.
They're probably working on it.
Or they're working on it right now currently. Or lender, maybe they just denied them because they had one little thing on their credit and now they can't get approved for the home that they wanted. So we don't turn those people down. So we just let them know, hey, bad credit is okay. It's fine. We know you see this house. We got it for sale. And you're like, dang it, I can't get approved. Well, bad credit is okay. So we let them know the terms, which is right here. We let them know the sales price, how much we want down. We let them know that we're flexible. We give them the monthly payment. We give them our estimated taxes and insurance. We say estimated because we don't want to tell them, hey, this is what your taxes and insurance payment going to be. And then it turns around that it'd be like $300 more than what we told them. So we put estimated so that, because we want to make sure that these people know, hey, all these numbers, they're just numbers that we're projecting. These are not concrete numbers. But as far as the principal and interest, that's the principal and interest payment. If you give me $25,000 down, but the taxes and insurance, hey, that's estimated. And so we put the total monthly payment and then the balloon length, and the same thing for rent. We put the qualifications, and that's it. Like that is literally it. We don't go above and beyond, because we're just trying to get this thing sold, right? We're just trying to get it sold, rent it out, or dispo. Like, that's all that matters.
And so let me ask you this. What I really like about yours, which I probably start doing on mine too, is I actually don't put the option to rent at all, which I feel like that's kind of cool because like I said before, I get a lot of time people are really just trying to rent it, because I do put it on the rental side of it, but I do have an option for renting too, which is typically a little bit higher than the mortgage. I think maybe it might be a little bit less actually. But if I put that option in there, I might end up like converting it to a rental rather than just trying to find the money to make it a rental rather than just trying to convert it to a wrap. Because 9 times out of 10, the only reason I'm making it a wrap is because the seller or the down payment something's too high, where like I don't want to try to find private money to do that. I'd rather just have them bring in the money to kind of make that make sense a little bit more.
Gotcha.
And then also I don't have to pay for like property taxes and stuff like that. But no, that's really good. What I was gonna say, so
Before you start,
yeah, I was like, this is a little bit off, so
before
I
you
probably
start,
won't even ask about it.
are we bringing value, y'all? Can y'all drop like some fire emojis down here in the comments? I'm not saying anything else until I see at least 3 people comment with some fire emojis, because I want to make sure that we're providing value and we're not just talking out the butt. I really want to know this, guys. So
I know. Jazz had the mastermind. He went long today, so I definitely appreciate his time.
So let us know, like if this isn't bringing value, like say no, we're not receiving anything. But if you are, please put like 3 fire emojis in the comment section. And I'm not talking until I see those fire emojis, bro. I'm just being 100% honest because I want to make sure that we're bringing value to these people and we're not just talking. I don't like the people that just get on here and they'll post like a caption just to get some views. We're actually trying to provide value, guys. So
the caption just get some views.
Yeah, I see it all the time. It'll say something like how to find a buyer, and they're talking about something completely different other than talking about how to find a buyer and didn't tell me not one way to find a buyer. I'm so sick and tired of seeing that. And so we want to stand out, guys, and just show and bring value to you guys. So I'm just kidding. I'm gonna keep talking, but I do want to see some.
No, I was gonna say I ain't gonna really stop, but it's all right. That's good. No, I'm gonna save that question because I think we can pertain that to a different thing, and I already know your answer to it, anyways. I think
we got some more stuff in here. Ooh, some goodies. I like it.
Which one are you talking about?
The one after Karen. She said,
this one?
Last take.
Oh, last take. Let me see. Wait, what was it? I'm missing it.
It is. So what would you guys recommend for door knocking foreclosures?
Oh, we said that one.
Not that one. Okay. Would you please share your step-by-step process from start to finish for looking for properties, including where you start searching, Google search or directly on Facebook? That one.
This one right here. So I'm a little bit confused on it. So I'm thinking, so as far as looking for properties, I don't really use Google or Facebook to look for properties. Is that, am I reading that right?
Yeah. Where do you find your properties?
I find my properties on MLS. So I do MLS and then I do outreaches from agents and wholesalers to look out for my properties. And typically people are gonna use softwares to find properties, whether it's gonna be all off market, they'll use like PropStream, Privy, they may find some off market, batch leads, these kind of third party sources to find off market leads, or like title companies, right? To get like foreclosure lists. But I don't really know anybody finding properties on Google or Facebook. Typically, Facebook are the people that are trying to sell them house, either them like for sale by owner. I feel like, or people trying to sell people on wraps, which you don't ever want to buy on a wrap unless you're looking to like stay in that property yourself. Now, if you're looking to try to do real estate investing, you should never buy on a wrap. It's not gonna benefit you in any situation. So typically, like with Jazz property, I'm not gonna buy Jazz property on my side to try to make it a rental or to try to do something else with it. So you're typically gonna find those type of properties on Facebook, or it could be if you go to like real estate meetup groups or real estate marketing groups or whatever the case is. You can find some properties on there. So I would go to the groups that are like wholesaling. What's some groups? Doing deals in DFW. Am I saying that right?
Say that one more time. I think
is it doing deals in DFW? Is that the name of the group?
Doing Dallas deals.
Doing Dallas deals. So you can go to those kind of groups, and if they're posting deals on there, that's deals you can definitely kind of JV with them or whatever the case is. You got creative financing with Pays Morby group, 93,000 people in there. definitely can find a deal in there. So different Facebook real estate marketing groups, real estate groups, stuff like that. You can definitely find properties there. In fact,
What's your
yeah,
step by step process to actually
yeah.
find
So
properties
yeah, let me do that. Let me share my
from
screen
like
and
start to finish?
let me go ahead and do that. All right, and then let me know if you guys can see. Trying to find my tab.
Hopefully, I don't look dark if I try to turn my camera around so y'all can see the lake view. 1 second.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, it
show them
won't.
he on the islands. Let me do this. Let me go here. Delete all these messages out real quick, and then I can go ahead and do step by step, show you on where we find these properties and what groups I'm in. All right, and all right, here we go.
I can see it.
You can't see it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, perfect.
We see
So
that
this
face.
so just okay, so this one for instance, this is the Texas Real Estate Investing Association, right? So you can go on here. I think one of these groups is like, it's 14,000 people in here. I don't know if you need an actual code to enter into this one, but look, you can just scroll down here, rare financing 90-95%. You can find lenders on here. You can find I'm a wholesaler looking to build my cash buyers. They're finding cash buyers on here. I'm trying to see if I can find a property. Hey, let's Joel. I might need to hit this person up. I'm looking for that. But yeah, I'm glad you kind of put me on here. So okay, here. So here's the property right here. So first come, first serve. Great flip, rental investment property opportunity, large lot. It tells you kind of all the information. It's not really giving me enough information, but it tells you 3.2, 1,400 square feet. Lot size, build, cash price, renovation, ARV, and then gives you his numbers. So that way you can actually have a good conversation with him as far as like where you need to be at. Give him ask for about the address, ask for more pictures if you need to. That's one where you can find a property right there and just keep going. There's another one. There's a new listing. Sounds like this one's on market already. It gives you the same information, gives you an address, the asking price, bed and bath, car garage, square footage, gives you pictures. Yeah. So that's some easy, and yeah. So I mean, there's lists of them. So that's just one group that I'm in. Let's see if we can find another one. Like I said, this one actually. Let's go to. I just looked at y'all's group. What was it doing? There we go.
There we go. Oh, doing DFW deals. Okay, we
Yeah.
changed.
Let me see.
Perfect.
So let's see in this group. I don't know if we got any actually deals in here.
No, I don't. Usually, people they go in here just to kind of see the updates
Yeah.
on when the next meetup is.
Yeah, that's what I think it is too, honestly. But here's a buyer who needs help with Dispo, like Chris out here, promoting. If y'all need a buyer, hey, this is what he's giving this information, what he's looking for, stuff like that. Let me see if I can find a good one real quick. I know this one's good. Created. This is like one of the easiest ones to do. People posting information here all day long. Properties in here all the time. Got my first selling. Oh, well, this is under contract. Depends if they're trying to. Looks like they're trying to wholesale this one. It sounds like he's giving all the details in it.
Yep.
And this is how you would want to kind of present a offer to a creative buyer. So it's a good example right here. It looks like you got the purchase price in there. He has an entry fee. Well, I don't like the fact he has it around 15%. But he got the numbers to the seller. He got the agent. The stuff that we went over before about the whole entry fee. It looks like he has a majority of that in here. Has an interest rate. Balloon period. So he has everything kind of needed to kind of underwrite the deal, and it looks like he has a drive for more pictures. So here's another property about a creative deal. So it's plenty of deals that you can kind of find online. Even if you just type in, I'm gonna just wholesale Texas. it's gonna pull up a whole bunch of different groups that are wholesalers in. So Texas Wholesale Real Estate Deals. You can join that one. You can join Texas real estate investors and wholesaler groups in Austin, Dallas, Austin, Houston. So any of these groups you just want to join, you can figure out you can either JV with somebody, you can either find more properties that you can find, you can help people dispo it, anything like that. Or if you're into fix and flipping, you can being the buyer on one of these wholesalers deals right there. So is that a little bit step by step?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think that's a good way to and we can today is more so about finding buyers rather than finding the deals. So probably in the next couple episodes we could talk about actually finding properties and how to get these deals on the contract and all of that stuff. But today we just kind of focused on this straight disposition, how to find these buyers, because that's what's I had a couple people they had trouble finding buyers, and I'm like, you know what? I think we need to talk about this topic, how to actually find a buyer, a legit buyer, really a cash buyer. But if we're looking for wrap buyers and all of this stuff, the more technical stuff, we can kind of chat about that too. But most of the times we're on Facebook Marketplace finding these wrap buyers and all of that type of stuff. But cash buyers, those are very, very easy to find. You can easily just go find them either at meetups, find them on Facebook, inside of Facebook groups, like kind of how Damien was just sharing with us. You can talk to hard money lenders and see if they got any buyers. You can always hit up real estate agents, see if they have any buyers. You can JV with other wholesalers and just assign a deal over to them, and y'all come up with a JV agreement. There's different ways to find them buyers. But I did want to kind of touch on what Last Take was talking about. Good one. So she said, Jabs, how would you rebuttal, or hey, he or she, I'm not sure, but how would you rebuttal homeowners that says, hey, they're good when it comes to helping them on the foreclosures? I approach the homeowners by not trying to buy the house method. So if you kind of got to, you really want to dig a little deeper and kind of figure out, okay, so it sounds like you already kind of, you maybe did a loan mod process, or maybe you had caught up the arrears or something like that. I'm assuming. And so if they answer like, yeah, we did the loan mod and we caught up the arrears, and okay, well, yeah. So which one did you do? Did you do the loan modification, or did you actually catch up the arrears? So now you want to start kind of asking them questions, but it really depends on the type of vibe that you guys have at the door. So if they're like, yeah, we're good. Yeah, we got it taken care of. We're good. Okay. Them might be the people that you probably want to follow up with like a week before foreclosure, because they're embarrassed, right? Yeah. These people are embarrassed. They don't want you knowing that, they don't want their family knowing that they're in pre-foreclosure. But all of the, yeah, we got it taken care of. We're good. I will follow up with them literally a week before the foreclosure, and just mark them down as follow-up on your list or whatever. But the people that says, hey, yeah, we're good, man. Like, we got everything taken care of. Like, you will just kind of know the people that actually are good and the people that's like, yeah, we're good. We're good. We don't need your help. We're good. Trust me. Yeah. All right. Well, just depending on how they kind of answer you. Well, yeah, we're good, man. We don't want to sell our houses, or we don't want to sell our house, and we already got it taken care of. Those are probably people that's like actually not trying to sell their house. They want to live there. They want to continue to stay at their house. I wouldn't bother them. But the ones like, yeah, we're good. We don't need your help. Well, I didn't say I was coming to help you. How do you know I want to? We don't need your help. Okay, I'm going to come back to you probably in a week, or maybe 2 weeks, or a week before the foreclosure. Yeah. We can talk about this like on another day about foreclosures and how to approach them, because that's a really good topic, I think. So I'm gonna put that inside of our list of topics. But tonight we just really want to focus on like dispositions and finding buyers.
Yeah. And I got Victor in this thing. We got a few more minutes left. Let me see if I can get him in. There we go. Can you what were you about to say? What are you about to say? Are you about to say something?
Hello?
Okay. There he is.
Yeah,
you said
I realized. Yeah, I said did I say? I suck at numbers.
Yes.
Yeah, because when I was with the old team, they kind of gave me a brief description on numbers, as in repair-wise. I understand, kind of like the 70-75% rule. I mean, it's more 70 now. But, like, the repair estimates, that would throw me off. Just knowing what the property actually needs, like, cash-wise. That's what I struggle with on Dispo.
So what the you said what the seller actually needs? I'm sorry.
No. Like, let's say I get like a JV.
Uh-huh.
And I just want to do a quick repair estimates. Like, I got photos and everything.
Yeah.
I wouldn't really know what number to put it at.
For repairs.
Yes.
Okay, gotcha. Okay. I know it's always kind of hard, and again, like so, what Jab was showing before, like you don't ever really want to. I mean, you don't really say whenever, but you want to at least have something in mind. And so, what you can do is always do estimates. So I know a lot of people just do dollar per dollar square foot type thing, or you can just do. I know it depends on the level of how much repair really kind of need done, but if it's to the point where you just don't really know, leave it up to the buyer. Let them do the due diligence. Send them the right pictures. If they need to go see it to get a better estimate of the numbers, let them do that job. That's because at the end of the day, that's gonna be on them whatever number they put there. So as far as worrying about renovation costs, I wouldn't worry so much about that because at the end of the day, if they're gonna tell you like where they need the number at based off the renovation, and so just take that number that they give you, reverse engineer like he was saying before, and then go. I mean, you can go back and tell the seller, "Hey, we really need it here. Can we meet in the middle somewhere to kind of make things work out?" And just kind of play it off that way.
Okay. So kind of like have a vetted buyer. You're saying the way you're saying it is having a vetted buyer at first. Let him put the numbers like his repair estimates, and then lock it up.
Exactly, that's the best way to do it.
Okay, instead of just locking it up and hoping it.
Yeah, you're working twice as hard at that point, and like we both said, we don't like having to go back to the seller trying to renegotiate a lower contract because then we're like everybody else at that point. And I mean, if you want to go that way, I would suggest going the way Japs was talking about before. Just shoot for 50% ARV because that at that point you kind of know, like somebody's gonna buy that if it's at that.
Oh, point. Okay, like 50% of purchase.
Yeah, if you can get 50% ARV, like you can 9 times out of 10 probably get it. So unless it's like a gut job, right? If you can get it 50%, like you can probably sell that somewhere. At least have somebody else find a buyer to sell that.
Yeah, and you're right because I've seen a lot of that happen lately where wholesalers just get it too high, and they're just marketing the heck out of that thing, and it doesn't sell, and it just makes us look bad. Bad.
Yeah.
That's all I had,
man. Yeah, no worries. I appreciate it.
Thanks.
Cool. Good seeing you, my man.
Good to see y'all too.
All right. Cool.
Right.
As we wind down, hopefully we covered all you guys' buyers questions, how to find buyers, different places to find buyers. Again, with Facebook Marketplace, you can go on there, type in cash buyers in whatever area, or just go to these wholesale groups. You'll find cash buyers on there. Post your listing, post your property you have, like those guys were doing. Find buyers that way. Like they'll inbox you. I didn't show their inboxes, but their comments were like at 30, 40 comments because people were interested in their property. So that's another way to have buyers come to you and have that what's it called, inbound leads or inbound buyers cases. Yeah. So cool. All right, man. You got anything else?
I actually don't, bro. Like
I actually don't.
This time I don't. I usually be the one talking a lot, but no.
Yeah, no, I feel it. Okay, cool. Well, hopefully this helps somebody here and then somebody in the future. So we'll get the foreclosure video coming up soon. I think that'd be really cool. And then we're gonna have some guests on here pretty soon too. We're gonna have some guests, some examples of people coming from, not starting from nothing, because not everybody starts from nothing, but everybody has a beginning and then where they are now. So we want to show everybody, like, you don't have to have all the answers now. And we want to showcase those people, especially in our market, especially in our industry. So be looking out for that too. All right.
100%, man. I appreciate you, Damien. I will see you on Thursday, bro.
Absolutely, man. I need tell Ben I need an invite to the lake house soon, man.
I will. I'll let him know.
All right. All right, guys.
man.
See you later.